Production, could you give us the seed for light, please? Because it doesn't appear on the tablet. But, you know, Sonix is seed 3, though, because again, another up.
Third in the world, even.
3 and 9. Okay, so again, one of them will have to bow down even before top 8. Interesting.
So we've got 2 sets in a row of like top 10 players in this tournament, right? More or less top 10 players in the world. I don't remember if Light was ranked there on the Lumi rank, but yeah, these two definitely. It's always a banger set between them. We are kicking off the 13th set that they have played in this game's history on Small Battlefield.
Yeah. So you discussed earlier with EE, right, about Light's game plan. What can you tell about it?
Yeah, so I asked him, I was like, hey, is there anything, because I know that Light played against Ken earlier, it's like, hey, is there any particular game plan that he was talking about here? Phenomenal tech there on that homing attack.
Yeah.
And EE was mentioning that Light was saying, hey, game 1, you know, going to be more aggressive against Sonic. He felt like he was playing way too patiently against Sonix. That was sort of like the way that the meta had developed for him in this gameplay, and that he was letting the Sonic players get a little bit too comfortable playing slow. And depending on how game 1 went, maybe the rest of the set would be more aggressive. So far, Humming, I'll say that the aggressive game plan of rushing down the Sonic is working.
It is working really well indeed, and I mean, maybe it's the fact that we are still in the morning and he's kind of catching Sonix off guard here, but he's been in his space for the past 1 minute now, and it's working so well. Look at that, only 66% and already chipping at the second stock of Sonix.
High recovery. Sonix is not going to miss that timing, though. Yeah.
Bro, that's a very good, as you say, timing on the 2-frame here with the air smash. And game is roughly even, but again, you can see the momentum being on Light's favor. Obviously, when he's off stage, Sonic will have a field day between the trampoline, between that F smash. Whenever Light does have the 2 hits on the ground, that's a completely different story. Look at that.
Love the use of the spin shot to get back on stage there, too. Not letting Light just set up a ledge trap for free, but nice turning around with that nair as well, making sure that he is immediately set up for those back airs. Small optimizations mean everything, but this is why we've seen so many high recoveries from Light. And is he going to be able to make it back? Sonix does whiff. Light hits the tech, and now he has the ledge trap. Took a beating for his troubles. And Sonix also with the tech. These two are fighter cats.
Hello, gentlemen. The stage is the other way around. Why are you playing off stage now?
This looks like rivals.
This looks like rivals. And one takeoff for finally Sonix there after what, 1,000 of them?
I mean,
that was wonderful from both players. The reactions, the adaptability. They had a game plan. They knew exactly what to expect from their opponent, yet they reacted every single time. And it comes back to the last stock from each side.
Normally, I'd be like, how do you miss that tech? But they hit so many techs in all those situations, I'm not...
You get a pass on this one.
Not holding them against it, yeah. So, Light right now, getting that juggle up. I love that he's been prioritizing going for the juggles at these mid to early percents, right? Not just trying to cash out for damage too early and seeing if he can get something big going, because you do kind of need to make every opening count against Sonic. Love him holding onto his air dodge right there as well. Good aerial drift. Sonix is definitely still in the driver's seat right now with Light back off stage. Love the pressure with that back air. My gosh, Light going for some mix right now.
Definitely some mix, and you can see that Sonix is still adapting and trying to stay on his toes against him. Look at that, 90% on both sides. He knows exactly that Light is going to jump on him if you get the chance. Ledge jump not going to connect, unfortunately. There will be, though, on the side of Sonix, nothing afterwards, unfortunately, again. Jumping around, respecting each other. Finally, Light going to slow down a bit. Is it the best moment? Sure.
I'm just, any one hit could end it at this point, especially near the ledge, right? Obviously back air from Fox, obviously back air from Sonix, but getting sent off stage can be just as lethal. Again, Light using that air dodge with the fastball to get down quickly, trying to bait Sonix into throwing out an aerial by running out on that platform. Love the idea. Yeah. Light pulling out all the stops to try to land, and he does again.
Yeah, but to get off stage again, and you saw already how Sonix has been so on point with his edge guard. This time around, going to the back
air,
but his jump. Oh, didn't go for the BT up this time around. There, not going to connect on both sides. Up smash is not going to connect either.
Oh my gosh, 181. Good recognition on that jump up from Sonic's back air. It's the fake hitbox. Didn't get the up smash.
Going for the safe option with the dash attack, and now it's an edge of situation. Jab instead of a grab, I guess. Now what? Homing missile not going to connect. Where are you going?
No way! They're both alive! Back air still not going to connect. These two players know the stakes. Sonix finally closes it out with the nair. With Fox ending up at over 200%. These two players were dancing on a wire, but at the end of the bedlam, it's Sonix coming out with game 1.
Bro, there's so many things happened during that game. We're not even talking about a set. Remember that edge guard situation at the end of stock 2?
Yeah.
Remember what just happened at the end of stock 3? We are in for a very, very tense set, my dear friend.
Oh my gosh, it's always such a good set between these two.
It is.
But I think with the tension of feeling like neither of these two can pull away from each other lately, and with Light really hunting for a game plan that's going to be solid against Sonix, like, it seems like this one means a lot more than some of the others.
Yeah. The question I do have now is, as we're talking about before, the whole game plan of Light was to rush in from the get-go in game 1 and then maybe slow down starting game 2, right?
Well, that was depending on whether or
How
not
it
the
went.
rushdown was effective
Yeah.
in the game 1. And honestly, I do think that it worked out pretty well. Light was playing the neutral pretty solidly, but overall what really happened was, you know, Sonix has shown off how much he has evolved his control in the advantage state in this matchup against Fox. He has been letting Light get away with a lot of those fast fall air dodges, but we saw near the end of the game really picked up on how to finish off his plate on those juggles.
You see already the same rhythm going on, started just like game 1. Look at that, jab check on the tech, taking, alright, going for the up smash and taking the lead again, just like the previous game, but he just needs to finish it off this time around.
I love the idea to just do that full commit to the directional air dodge off stage, knowing how much damage Light can put on in that juggle. We'll see if he's able to pick up this ledge trap to do more. Sonix finally gets some space to put up that spin dash, but I think this is what Light is really looking for when he's talking about being more aggressive. It's not about throwing out a bunch of hitboxes and trying to always make that first move. I think it's really about shutting down the spin dash game from Sonix, and I think he's been doing a great job of that.
Being in that like uncomfort zone around something to force him to go for different options, obviously. And it seems like he's working pretty well. Look at that. Compared to the previous game, he does manage to take a full stock lead this time around. Evan finding a moment to just punish Sonix sleeping on the ledge.
It's just like how patience does not always mean standing full screen away from somebody.
The bait of the air dodge.
Gosh, Light really playing on all cylinders. Footstool does give Sonix his up B back,
For
but
good
I
measures,
respect
I
it.
guess.
Yeah. I respect it.
I mean, it sends a message. Hey, wake up.
Do not mess with me.
And also,
Ooh, yeah, Sonix definitely going to pick those up. Plenty reactable. There he is, finishing off his plate on that juggle. Finally, we saw him pick that up at the end of that game 1 and now has it here. But again, Light just not letting Sonix get away with any free spin dashes. That's been the real change in the game plan.
definitely, and you can see already the damage ramping up to the 140%. You know that the Adve are going to be out soon enough. And there we are. Still one full stock ahead here for Light. And what is he going to do? Do you think he's going to keep adding pressure on Sonic, or is he just maybe to try to slow it down now?
I think it's still keep the pressure
Oh,
on,
yeah,
but
we
you have to do it on
to.
last stock.
I love Sonic's, again, adaptiveness to the situation. He saw that moment he could jump in, try to even things out, and it worked out so well for him.
I love Light knowing that Sonic does not have that hitbox coming up on his recovery, so he just does that up B into the side of the stage, holds down until the very last second to make sure that he just rides against the wall right there to have that constant hitbox out. Free damage, sometimes Sonix has been able to get around it, but really, really like the idea to try to get that ledge trap started. Sonix, though, catching that directional air dodge, batters the Fox back off stage. Light has taken a beating just in this last moment. Again, Sonix, last stock Sonix is really, really scary.
Indeed. Both sides here. Again, same situation as the previous game. You know it's going to end up on the rope between these two. Look at that, 120%. Are you going to see Light pulling the trigger and going for a smash? Or is he just going to wrap up even more percent as much as he can just... Oh my god! Sonic will be the one to pull the trigger with that F smash on the middle of the stage! Bro, Light had the lead for the whole game this time around.
Last stock Sonix is not to be trifled with. Like, there is just... We talk a lot about Game 4 Leo back in the day, right? I think that last stock Sonix is like... He's up there with Budace there, right? Where just like the moment it gets down to the very last moments of the game, Sonix really, really turns it on. And I think he does a really good job of saving specific adaptations for the very end of the game. And I think that you're going to see that, I mean, first of all, on this stock, right, getting that edge guard, but especially right here, the way that he finishes off the game on this juggle. We talked about how Light has done those committal landings, whether it's a fast fall air dodge or a fast fall aerial, try to get around Sonix. That time he waited, spaced around away from Fox, because he knows that that aerial drift's not going to fully carry Light away. Had the punish ready. He saves them for those key moments.
Definitely, I do agree on that. And I wonder, are we going to see Light sleeveless or not? That's the question. Look at that t-shirt. It's way too low right now.
Hasn't rolled them up. We are also back on small battlefield. I honestly, with the way that all these stocks have been getting taken, you know, getting thrown off stage, right, built up so much damage, I was kind of thinking Light might go for like a bigger stage, like a PS2 or something.
Oh, low-key, that could have been a good idea. Unfortunately, not going to be enough here.
Wow.
And what a beginning of a third game from the Sonix here.
This is starting to look like the momentum has completely turned. As much as Light has been trying to keep the pressure on, I think that he has committed to that game plan hard enough that Sonix has made the adaptations, because it's looking rough. A ledge trap right here could be huge, but Sonix is getting away with a lot of things he wasn't at the beginning of the set.
Yeah, he's doing his spin dashes again, and you talked about it, how he didn't get the opportunity to do so up to now. He's in the zone right now. Sonix is just taking the lead and just doing whatever he wants. He finally got the rhythm in his hands, and he's playing around it.
Something's going to have to click for Light right here. Something's going to have to push him into that next gear. He does have quite a bit of damage built up on Sonix, but being up on the platform, the name of the game has just been to not be up there. It does burn that get-up attack.
There we go.
But Sonix is going to be aware of that now, so anytime you get up there at this point, it's going to be a guessing game.
Obviously, again, Sonix can just bait it out and punish it from below, just like he did before with his baits on the other with the backers. So, you know he's taking notes, you know he's just, again, ready later on to take the lead thanks to these reads. So, let's see how it goes again. One full stock ahead here for Sonix, and he's still, again, ramping up damage on the second stock of Light here.
Okay, burns the air dodge early, and I love that Sonix threw out that nair to cover exactly just to be able to hit with that sour spot at the end of it as well. But, and still a full stock lead. And Light, honestly, I was about to say, doesn't really have the setups anymore, but is finally able to get that first stock with the up air. We need to see him blow up one of these stocks, though. We need Light to see that momentum if he wants a chance in this set.
Exactly what Sonix did on the previous game. You're behind, sure, but if you took information from your opponent, this is the moment you pull the trigger. This is the moment you try to go for the big high-risk, high-reward situation. Again, try to even things out.
Sonix not committing to any forward movement in, right? Like, super safe if he's going anywhere near Light.
You can't take risk if there's nothing to take risks on.
Okay, big juggle opportunity. Light actually just avoiding the ledge entirely. Really, really smart because of how dangerous it can be down there. Oh, Sonix out of nowhere with the back air, though, to put Light on tournament stock.
75% on the second stock here. Slightly too low for Light to go for a confirm, if I may add. Just like that again. Stage control from the side of Sonix, going for 3 dash attacks in a row. And again, just forcing Light to play on his toes here to avoid landing.
Light's disadvantage state, I think, has really deteriorated over the course of this set. Does finally land that back air, not enough to kill. And Sonix again holding down at the ledge to throw out an aerial. Light never going to miss those tech chases. Does send it to last stock. We've seen Sonix activate on these final stocks. Is Light going to be able to turn it up in the final moment as well?
We shall see. 71% isn't much considering again the damage output of Light we've seen up to now. And there we go, starting with dash like nothing afterwards, unfortunately, and clanking with the nair with his own up air. But he does have a stage control. Is he going to be able to force Sonix to do a mistake on the ledge? Unfortunately not.
Does still have the double jump. I like the idea to throw out that up tilt, see if Sonix would mash, but he's patient enough. Sonix does love to see you make a mistake and then try to punish what comes after it. Sonix has that speed. But here comes Light, little bit of damage. I think another 20% counter up smash would kill at that point, but you gotta land to try to find it first.
That managing to get those 20% you were talking about, and let's see who he goes for it now. My goodness, avoiding the first back air, but the second one will find its target. He's going to have on stage, another dash like no jump on the side of Light. So this is going to be a sit-in dash for Sonix.
Okay, Light feet back on the ground. Sonix not able to get the confirm, but neutral air to catch him jumping, as we've seen so many times. And I believe for the first time in Smash Ultimate history, Sonix has won 2 straight sets against Light, and with a dominant 3-0, it looks like he's got it figured out.
He's got it figured out, and he's forcing Light to finally adapt. As you were saying before, the set count between these two was in Light favors, but it's been cheated little by little on the side of Sonix, and this is maybe the tipping point, if I may add, and we shall see later on in the history of Smash how it will go between these two players. But for now, Sonix will take it. We move on to get into top 8 qualifiers, if I'm correct. Meanwhile, Light will have to bow down. No, wait, there's 2 more sets, sorry, I think.
17th place finish for Light, yeah, but
you got it.
Sonix, yeah, just a couple more to try to punch that ticket into top 8, which is kind of, what we expect to see, right? It's a big upset to see Sonix in losers this early. And it's crazy to say this early, right? We're very close to top 8 already, but, the expectations are so sky high for a player like this. And after a set like that,
you understand why.
You can understand why.
Understand why.